Welcome to the Peer Ground Motion Database beta version tutorial on how to search and scale earthquake records. From the Peer Ground Motion Database beta version, you have the option to download unscaled earthquake records as well as records that can be scaled to a target spectrum. This tutorial will show you how to search and scale earthquake records that are compatible with a target spectrum. The first step is to create a target spectrum. There are three ways that you can achieve that: using the NGA model, by uploading a user-defined spectrum, or by using a model that is based on the ASCE code. Let's first look at how to create the simplest model, which is based on the ASCE code. For this model, you only need to specify three parameters: SDS, SD1, and TL, and you can see their notations here. As a demonstration, let's load the default values. If you are satisfied with the spectrum that you created, you can click Next. Otherwise, you can make modifications, then click Create, and then Next. The beta version allows you to save the target spectrum that you just created. Before we go to the next step, let's look at how we would upload the spectrum that we just saved or any other spectrum by using the second model, which is the user-defined spectrum. The same spectrum is plotted here. An example template is also provided if you want to upload your own data. The third model that we can use to create a target spectrum is the NGA model, which samples several periods. You can create your target spectrum based on 5 different studies. For this tutorial, we will use the default values. As you can see, the results for the 5 studies are plotted along with the geometric mean. The spectral acceleration plot can be formatted by clicking the Show Chart Controls and modifying the entries. With this model, you also have the opportunity to save the target spectrum that you created. As you can see, it's in a different format. If you're satisfied with the target spectra generated, then you can go to the next step. For the second step, we want to select earthquake records that are compatible to our target spectra. This compatibility can be based on any of these listed parameters. Let's assume that we want to only look at records that have a magnitude range between 6 and 7.5. And we want all the records to be scaled to closely match our target spectrum. But we don't want to restrict the scale factor, so we'll leave this blank. A table based on your search entries is generated, and the scale factor displayed. Information about each result is shown on a Google map down below. The spectral acceleration plot for each record listed on the table is plotted above. The black curve shows the target spectrum that we created based on the 5 studies, and the red curve shows the geometric mean of the records checked on the table, in this case records 1 through 7. Besides the spectral acceleration plot, the distribution of the weight along the period range is displayed, which in this case is constant. The wave function is a very useful tool. If, for example, you want to give more weight on the long period range rather than the short period range, you can look at spectral acceleration plots for individual results by checking one of the results listed. Let's assume that we only want to look at Loma Prieta records. Now, the geometric mean is only based on the Loma Prieta records. If you want to consider more records in the geometric mean, then check the appropriate records and then click Refresh. The beta version also allows the user to plot the time series of each record. The record is highlighted, and the fault normal, fault parallel, and vertical time series are displayed. Another nice feature of the beta version is the ability to zoom in at a specific range of the time series. You can also see the plots for velocity and displacement time series. And as you can see, it's only from 5 to 12. Finally, you can save the scaled and original time series of the records that you have checked. You can also save the spectral information listed on the table. This concludes the tutorial on how to search and scale earthquake records that are compatible with a target spectrum.